Hey, everybody, it's Jim Hagemeyer from the Leslie Wells Realty Company. I'm here with my good friend, Tom McCollier. Good morning, Tom.
Hello, hello, hello.
Well, it's nice to have you here.
Always great to be here.
Huh? Hey, we've got a good one today.
Yeah, we're recovering from Hurricane Ian, getting all cleaned up, and probably the best possible guest we could possibly have.
Well, we've got a lot to talk about this morning, but this morning we have Clint Bailey from the local farm bureau. So I can't say that word, bureau. Clint, thanks for being here this morning.
Appreciate it, guys. It's
You
great to be
to
here.
clean that up for us.
There's going to be a lot to clean up.
He was close enough. He was close enough.
All right, man. Thanks for being here this morning.
Absolutely.
Hey, listen, first off, your office is located right here on 60th Avenue East in front of near the outlet mall, but more importantly, it's in the building where the wing house is. How do you do that?
It's good. It's good. I'm right across the street. Same building. I tell some clients that I'm next to Wing House, and I'll look out the window, and they're just driving around the parking lot. They'll go next door to the liquor store or the gas station. So now I have to say I'm in the same building, just the door to the right.
Yeah.
So kind of guide them in there.
That's incredible.
It's great though.
Tom, how could we do that, man?
Man, I'm not sure. I never realized that his office was right there. As many times I've been to that wing house.
Drive by it 1,000 times.
Yeah. It's right
Of course,
there.
I'm probably looking at other things, but
So listen to me, Clint. Farm bureau, and I'm working on that word, bureau.
bureau.
I'm working on it. But I'm not a farmer. I don't live on a farm. And so you do car, boat, RV?
We do it. There's a little bit of a misconception that Farm Bureau is just for farmers. It's the concept where things came from. Farm Bureau is from farmers originally, obviously, but they came together, many years ago and started insuring themselves for their crops. Your crops destroyed, then we'll take out of the hat and pay for your family and vice versa. If they were to be destroyed, and it slowly rolled into vehicles and homes, and that's just kind of how we grew and developed from there.
So now we get into the meat of the matter, especially after this last thing, okay? I mean, we're going to try to make this as exciting as possible, Tom, okay?
I'm working on it. We're going to play as we go.
Okay, here we go. So it seems to me like the homeowners insurance companies were in trouble to begin with, all right?
Yes.
They come and go. I've been non-renewed a few times in my day by homeowners insurance. Rates are getting astronomical, it seems like to me, and coverages are dropping. And now we have friends like Ian and Irma that came by to visit. Where do you see this going? What's going to happen? What's up?
Well, like you said, we've already had some companies non-renew clients. We've had 5 insurance companies go insolvent this year in the state of Florida, which is unheard of. Some companies have lost their Demotech ratings, which have forced them out of business. And what I mean by the Demotech is the financial strength of the company. Obviously, if the company loses their financial strength, they don't have the amount of money to pay out the claims to stay in existence. So, it was difficult enough, like you said. And with the hurricane now, it's going to be a little more difficult. Obviously, insurance companies do buy reinsurance for major catastrophes like this. But like you said, as far as rates going up, other companies may be going insolvent. We're just still unsure at this point what we're going to see until the smoke clears.
Okay. So that was my next question. Where do you see this going? Does anybody have any idea what's going to happen here from the homeowners insurance companies in the state of Florida?
Not yet. It's just we were hit hard enough with the roofing claims. That was a major, and still is a major issue. There's a lot of fraud going on, and the roofers are working with the attorneys and suing the insurance companies. They're more or less, these roofers are using a new roof as a warranty, so to speak.
So what you're talking about is the roofers that, over the last couple of years.
Correct.
Okay, roofers knocking on my door and say, "Hey, would you like a free roof? How about a new roof, Jim?
Your insurance will pay for it. It's free."
Yeah.
Well, there's no such thing as free.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So
this has been an impact in the homeowners insurance business. What's happened in the last couple of years?
100%.
Okay.
100%. So like you said, they go door to door. Hey, let me go up on your roof, take a look. You may have a 10-year-old roof, and they're going to come down and say, hey, we see some possible damage. and they'll present a form, and it's called an assignment of benefits form. So once you sign this form, you relinquish your rights as a client, and the roofing company now goes after the insurance company. So
Right.
what you may have a $15,000 roof, they're now charging $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. So the insurance companies can pay that out, or they can go to litigation and the attorneys get involved and it's stretched out. So it's, they just pay the claim out. So this happened with every insurance company in Florida, not just Farm Bureau.
So here's what happened, Tom. I had a nail in my tire, 10,000 miles on my tire. It was under warranty, okay? And the tire company prorated my tire, okay? So now, because it's not a new tire, all right, that's how I relate that to what you're talking about. Hey, how would you like a new roof? Well, my roof's already 10 years old. Yeah, but we'll get you a brand new roof for free, okay? And so that's how I relate that. And this is am I on track with that?
You're absolutely right. It's using it as a warranty, and it's insurance isn't a warranty. That's not what it's meant for. So, but unfortunately, that's the way it's being used. And you say a free roof, but when you get that bill, or you get canceled or not renewed, or your neighbor's insurance goes up and he's never had a claim, and that's just how it's working.
So my neighbor, right down the street, of course, her roof was less than 10, actually more than 10 years old. I think it was 11 or 12 years old, and she was non-renewed. Nothing wrong with her roof,
Right.
but she was essentially dropped
Yeah,
just because of the age of her roof. Well, hold on, it's only 12 years old.
that's right.
Yeah, so you see a lot of that.
Oh, every day. Every day.
Yeah. Did you get a new roof, Tom?
I did.
Okay.
I actually was this year we had a new roof put on, and they did come out and inspect my roof, and luckily or fortunately, or however you want to look at it, I didn't have any damage to it. However, it was approaching 20 years old. It was a 30-year shingle. It was approaching 20 years old, and my insurance company didn't even bother to tell me, doubled my rates last year.
Okay.
You get those envelopes in the mail that you never open, your homeowners renewal.
Mm-hmm.
I never opened it, and this year I got the homeowners renewal, and I opened it, and I saw it was triple what I was originally signed up to pay for.
Right.
So I opened up last year's, and I realized they doubled it last year and doubled it again this year. Didn't even bother to tell me. So we ended up shopping around for insurance because I didn't like that. And we were told, yeah, your roof is an issue. We can insure you, but you're going to need to have a new roof put on. So we ended up putting a new roof on out of pocket. And we got the next 30 years covered on that roof. But one of the things we ran into when we reinsured the new roof is property values. Our property values have gone up, and the cost to replace has gone up tremendously since we initially had the home built. So people need to understand to up that. Help me out here.
The replacement value.
The replacement value, up the replacement value, because what the cost of replacing your home 20 years ago versus the cost of replacing that home today is substantially higher.
Correct.
And you need to have proper insurance, because if you just continue on with the same evaluations and God forbid something does happen, you may only be able to afford half of what your home actually costs to replace.
Based on market value,
Based on market value, yeah.
which these days kind of fluctuates around a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, Clint. Why am I insuring my dirt, my land? Okay, because I understand it is property value, but it's not like I'm going to lose my dirt.
Yeah, if you lose that, we're pretty much all in
That's
trouble.
right. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's again, a misconception in the, sometimes there's a divide between the insurance and the mortgage companies. The mortgage companies actually want the home to be insured at the loan value. Well, that's not necessarily right. I'll give you an example. If you took a $50,000 shack on Anna Marie Island and it's valued at $2 million, well, that shack's not worth $2 million. It's a $50,000 shack. So we're going to insure that at $50,000. And the bank's won $2.5 million worth of coverage.
Right.
So, like you said, you can't insure the dirt. It's there. So if the dwelling, or the shed in this case, were to be destroyed, it can be rebuilt at the cost that the shed is insured at.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I still don't. Yeah, because my insurance guy said, oh, no. We need to make sure that's because that's part of the property value.
Yeah, when we got new insurance because of the new roof, we're not insured for the actual value of my home. We are insured for the actual cost to replace that home, which is less than the actual value of the whole house and dirt and everything.
Yeah, Tom, you're right. I mean, you're exactly right. And location plays out in this, obviously. Location is more expensive, but the replacement cost for materials and things, that, it does change over the years. And I'm very fortunate to, be with a company contracted with the Farm Bureau where we actually reevaluate that, and we will increase the replacement costs, exactly what you were saying.
Yeah.
So, that's something we offer for our clients, and we do, because not everybody's going to call us up and say, hey, let's reevaluate the price of my home. We do occasionally, but not every day.
Well, when you stop and consider, when our house was built, we paid, I believe it was $78 a square foot to build that house. Today, builders are charging $200 to $250 per square foot to build your house. So you can see that's a tremendous increase just over, and my house not even 20 years old yet. That's a tremendous increase in costs and labor costs and everything just in that span of time. So it's worth it to reevaluate. God forbid something should happen. You want to be able to replace what you have, not half of what you have.
So that's what Clint's saying, is that they do the reevaluation.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people don't think about that.
Nope.
Well, I don't. Yeah.
Well, now you do.
Now you do.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah. So anyway, with Ian and Irma that came through, tell me about claims. Are you swamped with claims now? So if I want to file a claim, what's the correct order to do this? Okay. Well, now we evacuated, but I took my insurance policies with me when we evacuated, just in case there was nothing when we got back.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, that's a great idea.
So what happened? How do I file a claim typically? What's the procedure for this?
So I would say the number one thing I tell clients is to, first of all, prevent any further damage that you can. If you have a tarp the roof. If you have, plywood, anything you can do to prevent any other damage. Once that's done, I always recommend videos and pictures, and then they're sent over to our claims department. Our claims department takes all the information, and then they assign it to a claims adjuster, and that adjuster will go out, evaluate the damage, and handle the claim accordingly. That's typically how it works.
Would it be helpful to have like before and after pictures?
Yeah. So
when my weather guy comes on TV and says, "Hey, by the way, we've got a big one coming," how about I go out and take some videos of my house or the whatever's inside my house or things that I think are important to me?
Yeah, absolutely. And what we do, so some insurance companies will do the underwriting on the back end. So what that means is if you have damage, your home's destroyed, they go out and try to figure out, before and after. So at Farm Bureau, we do the underwriting up front, which is kind of confusing to some people, because when I write your homeowners policy, I actually show up at your house with my camera, take pictures of your house and document everything.
Okay.
Put them in a file. So we have those. And not only we do it the first time, we'll go out every couple years and take pictures all the way around the home, upload those into your file. So we keep those.
Tom, that's amazing. Clint already does that.
Yeah.
We do that for you.
My insurer doesn't do that.
No.
A lot of people are like, what are you doing at my house? I've never had my insurance agent show up at my house.
Right.
That's
exactly.
never happened, right?
Never heard of it.
So we'll do that. We also call our clients once a year, check up, see how things are going. And it's just a service we offer. I'm proud to, like I said, to be part of a company that does that. And so that's important, keeping track of your property, because it's one of the most important things, that you insure. It's one of your biggest assets.
Impressive. So I want to file a claim. Do I call you?
Yeah, you call me. You go online. We have an 866 number, whatever's easiest. I help our clients. I'll help you file the claim. We'll get everything started. And I'm proud to say that, since this hurricane, our adjusters are out in the field. They were out in the field 2 days later, and they're evaluating, and the next day the clients are getting checks. We have the ability to it's called push to ACH or push to debit, so we can deposit that money into your account and have the claim handled fast.
Great.
Briefly, let's talk about flood zones.
Oh, good stuff.
Huh?
The good stuff.
So it changes frequently. I don't know how often that it seems like just 2 years ago they changed it again.
Yeah.
And so I have a lot of people say, well, I don't have to evacuate because I'm not in a flood zone. Or I don't need flood insurance because I'm not in a flood zone. Okay. Flood zone, evacuation zone, not the same.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people change their mind about that here recently. So, when you look at the state of Florida, the entire state of Florida is in a flood zone. It just is.
How about that? Yeah.
And so it all depends on how high of a risk zone you're in. So it's evaluated by FEMA. They'll come in and rezone and remap occasionally. But, I've had more phone calls this past week of people wanting flood insurance than I've had in a long time.
It's probably more affordable to buy flood insurance if you're not in a flood zone A.
Yeah, Jim, you're exactly right. So, standard flood policy, it's less expensive than it's required. Now, some people are required to have it if they have a mortgage on their home.
Sure.
They don't have an option. They've got to have it. But what the people are realizing now is when they call me up and they're like, hey, I need flood insurance right now. It doesn't go in force right now. There's a 30-day wait if you call me today and want a flood policy, there's a 30-day wait.
Yeah.
And that prevents people from calling up day before the hurricane's here to try to hurry up and add that flood insurance to the policy.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. I've always heard that, let's say you don't have flood insurance. You're not in a flood zone that requires flood insurance, so you don't carry it. Your washing machine malfunctions and floods your house.
Mm-hmm.
Does homeowners cover that, or would you still be required to have flood insurance to cover that water damage?
Sure. I'll explain the difference between the two. So on homeowners policy, there's an endorsement there called water backup and sump overflow. Sometimes overlooked. It's the number one claim on homeowners insurance policies. And that's exactly what you said. Your washing machine overflows, dishwasher, your sink, toilet overflows. That's called water backup and sump overflow. That's covered under that endorsement on your homeowner's policy. Now, anything water rising from the ground up has to be covered on a flood policy.
Okay.
So, and that's, with a hurricane, yeah, we get a lot of wind, but we get a ton of rain. And you get 10, 12 inches of rain, that water's got to go somewhere. So it comes up, comes into the home. Flood insurance, if you don't have a flood policy, it's not covered.
The big oak tree out in front of my house falls on my car. Car insurance, house insurance.
I've been asked that a lot.
I know, right?
That's your vehicle insurance.
Okay. All right. Okay, so here's another one, Tom. As you know, on our seller's disclosure, when we're getting a listing, we have the seller fill out the seller's disclosure by law, okay? And it states on there, have you filed any insurance claims? Right. Yes, no, maybe. Okay. My question to Clint this morning is, if I file an insurance claim on my house and I disclose that in my seller's property disclosure, does that insurance claim convey with the house?
Yeah, so if a lot of carriers, if you have an open claim, let's say it's an open claim,
okay,
they won't insure you until that claim is closed. And it also depends on the monetary value of that claim. You may not be able to get insurance or go with a higher risk insurance company, but that claim is going to be on there. And insurance companies see that because we do the full underwriting. It'll pull up all your claims. Now that claim will it stays on that home. And sometimes we're asked for receipts, pictures that repairs were made, and those type things in order to insure it. Yeah, it's on the home. Same thing if you're in an accident and it shows up on Carfax, it's going to go with that car wherever it goes.
See, Tom?
Now, I had a client at one time. He had severe allergies to mold, and he had a leak behind his dishwasher that he didn't know about.
Okay.
And over a long period of time, ended up developing mold and everything. And he called his insurance company, and they said, yes, you have a claim. And they gutted his kitchen and replaced it, put it all back to new. He then wanted to sell his house and move to a new community. And he was told that because he had made that claim, he was not able to get insurance for a year or two. Is that?
It depends on the carrier again, which insurance company. They all have different, rules and regulations. But yeah, it's very possible. In some cases like that, they may have to be insured with Citizens, which is a state-ran insurance company. They accept higher risk or clients that can't get insurance anywhere else. So it's very possible that could be true.
Wow.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Tom, I know we were trying to make insurance exciting.
And nothing exciting about it.
Yeah,
Nothing.
It's been kind of tough, but it is timely.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the reason why we ran with this.
And that's the reason why we're here this morning, because it's something that we must talk about.
How does FEMA play into all of this? We're getting information that people should call FEMA first. They should call their insurance companies first. Who should they actually call first if they have substantial
First and
damage?
foremost, it has to be their insurance company.
Okay.
They contact them, and if for some reason, we're having a lot of calls about down trees if they're covered in the insurance. If it's just a down tree, it's not, unless that down tree causes damage to a structure. Then obviously it has to be removed in order to make that repair. But if it's just a down tree, it's not covered. So a lot of clients are calling FEMA for assistance. And from my understanding, I don't have that contact with FEMA myself personally, but they're stepping up to help out some. And yeah, so Jim, you're exactly right. There's nothing exciting or sexy about insurance.
We're trying
I'm
to.
telling you, it's a promise on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Is what it is. A non-tangible product. So I give you a piece of paper, and that's it. So it's filed. Forget about it until something like this happens, and it's very important.
Not a whole lot of smiles going on, but I've got a bunch more questions regarding the scammers, regarding the out-of-state roofers coming in, just regarding the repairs that are coming up and how it's handled and so on. But the fact of the matter is, Tom, tick tock, we're running out of time, and we got to wrap this thing up. So, Clint, tell us this: how can we contact you? What's the best way to contact you and ask you all these questions?
Yeah, you contact my office. The phone number is 941-531-9738. And call ask for myself or my staff. We're all willing and helping to
Wait a minute,
assist.
give me the number again. What is that?
It is 941-531-9738.
Yeah. You a texter? Can we kind of text you too?
You can text me, Facebook me, TikTok me,
The whole
Instagram
thing,
me. I'm everywhere.
Got some insurance TikToks out there?
Yeah, they're out there. I don't personally do it, but yeah, they're out there. So, you can contact me either way or run into me at Publix and ask me.
And you're local. That's what I like. The guy's right down the street, Tom.
Yeah. Well, right in the wing house.
Yeah, right in the wing house.
Right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Clint Bailey from the Farm Bureau.
Yes. Big round of applause.
Hey, Tom, thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you, Jim.
Clint, it was a pleasure. Thanks a lot, man. Will you come
Likewise.
back again sometime?
Yeah, absolutely, Jim. Tom, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Hopefully not under these circumstances.
Hopefully
okay,
not.
everybody, we got to go. Got to wrap this thing up. Thanks for listening, and we will talk to you next time.